calling the call to order at 7:33. And should we approve the meeting minutes from last time?
So
With those edits.
yeah, I don't think they're
Do
shared.
they need to be recirculated with the edits?
If you want to just put them up on the screen. If you want to make Christina the co-host, she can put them up.
Let's see.
I can find it real quick. So, sorry, there's a lot of ESC emails.
Yeah.
Trying to find the right chain. All right. Okay, so here are edits.
I found them. I can share my screen.
Oh, you got it? Okay, sorry.
Oh, good. Can you see those?
Not yet.
Okay.
There.
Okay. So I guess we can vote on the edited versions, and then Christina, if you're able to incorporate the edits and send them to Sherry, I think that would work. So motion to approve?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Approved. Okay then. Then I'm gonna go back to my agenda. So public participation. I see we have Tiana here. Was there something specific you'd like to bring to the meeting?
The school waste stuff.
I'm
Am
sorry.
I a public participant? I'm a member of
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
Are you?
don't think she counts as public.
All right. Well, then I guess we don't have any public
participation. Subcommittee like not long ago either, so I think it's good.
Yeah.
Great. Then we have no public participation. So the school waste initiative is the next item. So did you want to share an update?
I'll let Melissa go first and I'll just chime in if I have anything extra.
Tray composting has gone a little rocky this week.
Oh.
Mostly at Woodville. Walton went fairly, okay. It's a small school, so it was, pretty straightforward. And the lunch monitor and the janitor there, really great. So I think they're fine.
Yeah.
Greenwood, they're trying to use the garbage barrels for composting. Their janitor's a little grumpy. It's touch and go there a little bit, I think. But I think overall they're probably going to be okay. The biggest issue is Woodville, mostly because the volume of trays there, because it's the biggest school. The janitor is not the most helpful. And I discovered today that they're not using the new trays. So
they're not?
No.
So those ones we saw on Monday were not the right ones to compost? Oh no. Darn it.
Yeah. So they should be like brown in color, and those ones are the old white ones. I did see a few brown ones mixed in. I don't know where they came from, but yeah, every single tray I saw was the old one.
Man.
I did tell Dustin, the food director, about it, because he had confirmed from the lunch person there that they're using the trays. So he was going to investigate. I asked the cafeteria staff there; they had no idea. So So that's the first
disappointing.
issue there. The second issue there is they only have 4 of the big black earth bins. They're gonna need like double that amount because of the volume.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've told him, I called him, I texted him, I emailed him, so hopefully he'll get back to me. Thankfully tomorrow's a half day and there's no lunch. That's the thing that saves us. So I'm hoping that Black Earth goes there very early before lunch on Thursday to pick up. So let's cross our fingers that's the case. And
How,
then
what about Dolbear? Because aren't they a bigger school too?
Bring
they're
it.
not
Oh,
posting
they're
it.
not doing it. Oh,
I have an update on that for after.
So yeah, hopefully we can, figure out, either adding another pickup for Woodville for multiple pickups a week or adding more barrels. I think adding more barrels may be not as amenable to the janitor because of the space for the barrels outside. So I don't know. I don't know what the cost difference is between multiple pickups versus multiple barrels. So
Yeah.
that's something we need to figure out.
And yeah, so I was at the Master Cycle conference today and chatted with the Black Earth folks who were there. So a woman named Jean said to email her about an extra day. She said that it may be not hard because like they try not to do an extra day to a town other than their usual pickup day, but because Wakefield is right on the highways, that it's not, it's not so out of the way to just swing through one school. So it sounded like that might be possible. And also, I talked with them about how, they were trying to use just the big barrels with the liner and not sort of bag it separately from the smaller bins. And they said that's fine and that it's not a problem if the liner rips, like they just dump the whole thing and put in a fresh liner.
That's
And
kind of what I thought too. Like they
yeah,
they
like
don't pick
eventually
up
if
the
it gets
bag
messy,
itself, they just dump the whole. Yeah.
right. Yeah, so he said that's fine. And also apparently there are a bunch of fundraisers and school programs and stuff going on. So like they have a flyer that can go home with students, and if folks sign up for Black Earth in the schools get a kickback basically. So it can be as a fundraiser for the schools or the PTO or someone. They've got some various sort of sign-up-y kind of programs. Like now that the kids are composting in school, they might advocate to their families to do it. So I'm gonna get in touch with her and like gather all of those sorts of opportunities. It might be worth doing something like that around Earth Day, just to build on the momentum of having the composting going on in the schools. So, and I also, just to share more from the conference side, I wasn't sure if at Walton, the kitchen staff is using the compost as well, right? They're also like dumping their scraps in the bin.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they had started to do that at Walton.
I think they did at one point. I didn't see them do it the other day.
Okay. Well, some systems apparently have started in the kitchen and then moved to the kid lunchroom. But it seems like at some point, depending on how things are going, we might want to add that in too, since the bins are right there. The kitchens will certainly have some
Yeah, I
extra
mean, I
food.
think they were trying to do that at Greenwood for a while. I don't know if that's still happening. But the only concern there is just we're gonna have to add more bins probably.
Yeah, it'll become a volume thing.
Yeah.
And someone was also mentioning, and it struck me from something that the principal at Woodville said yesterday about like garnering a little friendly competition between the schools about it. And I don't know how we would make that fair since the schools are different sizes. But like yesterday, when I mentioned to Principal Carter at the Woodville that that we're only just rolling this out also at the other elementary schools, he had a moment of wanting to brag about Woodville being first finally on one of these things. And well, they're not, because now there's, challenges with the trays. It did strike me that maybe if we do some way of celebrating the different schools or capturing some sort of stats that would
Mhm.
make, a little friendly competition.
Well, we could do the compost signups as a competition.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, how many families sign up from
Mhm.
the
Good idea.
that could be, yeah. And another thing that folks mentioned, so there's I I actually there was a roundtable about school waste reduction programs, and they asked for like what challenges are you having, and I posed the challenge of what do you do when custodial staff are not like real enthusiastic about a program, and they said some folks have been able to either bring in additional, like use RFP funding to bring in like extra, like a lunch monitor or composting monitor, um, including school bus drivers, because they have to drive the bus in the morning and then maybe sit around for several hours before they drive the bus in the afternoon, that there's like some
Hmm.
set of potential for like using money for incentive programs to like bring in those folks into the lunchrooms, or just to give some sort of incentives or prizes or swag or something to the custodians or the kitchen staff or the lunch monitors or whoever is participating, to make folks feel a little more enthusiastic and bought in to the program. So wanted to sort of share those ideas as things that we could possibly think to do. Similarly, there's some senior tax work-off program for folks over 65 to do certain, like if they do a certain number of volunteer hours for the town, including in schools, it reduces their tax burden or something like that. So like, they were suggesting some populations of folks that could be brought in as extra help, given that the shortage of staff in the kitchens or in the lunchrooms.
It's interesting.
Yeah, and then we had conversation about liquid pour off. I certainly have noticed kids like figuring out like, do I need to dump out my milk? Like, you don't have to dump the milk if you're gonna then put it in the trash, but
Mhm.
from an overall like garbage weight standpoint, having some liquid place disposal helps the custodial staff not be lifting as much heavy sodden things.
Mhm.
So that could be something to explore. I think those were the big items.
And then the liquid just gets thrown down the drain or something.
Yeah. Some folks were sharing like 5-gallon bucket with some sort of like strainer on the top, filter on the top so that you're catching forks.
Mhm.
But pour things into the bucket and then they can pour the bucket into the drain. They usually have like a mess sink type of,
Mm.
wherever you dump your
Yeah.
mop bucket. So some schools that are doing composting are also doing that. And just a lot of excitement about food rescue. And a bunch of folks, I think this sounds more like what they're trying to do at the middle school with the middle school food pantry, but having just like a share fridge or a share table so
Mhm.
that folks, that aren't going to eat a thing, they put it there and it's for anyone to just take rather. And I don't know if there's a reason why we can't do that.
Think
Rather
there's
to reduce the volume that has to then be brought to a food pantry or something.
I think it's like a health and safety issue that, I mean, we had to go through like a bunch of hoops to even get the food rescue going because of that. So I just think it's probably,
I wonder why it works some places and not others, but
Yeah.
maybe they haven't gone through the.
maybe there's different rules in different towns and
Yeah.
different people paying attention to different things. I don't know.
Yeah, could certainly be.
Mhm.
Yeah, anyway, that was, oh, and there's a custodian in Stoneham who's like real enthusiastic on their composting program. So I don't know if we can go find that custodian and like get them to whisper things to the custodians here. But apparently there's someone there who's like really
It's a
real excited.
custodian influencer. That's what we need.
Yeah.
I like the competition idea though. It's fun that the principal mentioned that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he seemed excited that maybe he was winning.
I mean, how often do we do like, well, does Black Earth report on like how much is composted every week or a month, or do we get those stats? Like waste? I mean,
I had to ask them, but they don't do the same thing that they do for residents, where they post them
oh,
on their account for the schools, because I don't remember the reason, but
Mm.
she was able to kind of do a calculation for me to get some sort of number, but
yeah. I was gonna say you could like do like average per classroom or something to make it a little more fair since Woodville is so big, but I don't know. It's kind of a fun idea.
I just
Who
have
knows?
an
Go ahead.
update on the Dole Bear composting. I don't know if this is a good time to interject, but I finally heard back from the principal over there. He's been having difficulty getting volunteers. So he's been trying to get parent volunteers to come in, and I guess the staff has expressed concerns about taking on another initiative. That's what
Mm,
I'm being told. That I followed up with him a couple times, so it sounds like the lunch staff can't handle it, and he's tried to get parent volunteers, and that was unsuccessful. So I haven't responded to him. I figured we'd have this meeting first to see if we could brainstorm just maybe a couple of ways that I don't know, can
so
back out.
I am not even sure we can add Bill Bear because of the costs
Okay.
that were
Okay.
gonna be, the costs have gone up because of the added barrels at the other schools, so
Oh, okay. Yep. So
uh,
it should be okay.
so I just don't know if it's possible this year to add them. We may want to wait till next year.
Okay. Maybe just
So
revisit in the fall. Maybe I'll say it
yeah.
that way.
I mean,
Maybe,
at this point, there's only a few months left, so
yeah, we can work out some of the kinks that maybe are going on
yeah,
anyways.
exactly.
Right. So we'll figure that out and then
Yeah.
maybe touch base again. Okay. That sounds good.
Well, maybe if we have, longer lead time, we can explore whether there's some staff augmentation we can figure out. Like if we can help to find an avenue for them to bring some sort of help into the lunch scene, that
Yeah.
might make a difference.
Right.
Because that's also the concern at Woodville is like the lunch monitor and the custodian have expressed the feeling of, if you aren't standing there, they're not doing the right thing. Like, yes, it looks like they're doing well when you are here in the lunch room, but
mm,
when you aren't here, the kids are not, there's a lot of junk going in the bin,
Mhm.
who need an adult standing near the bins every day. I'm like, well, I'm not going to be that adult, but maybe we can help to find that adult for them.
mm.
I mean, there's like a bunch of like young guys that are like hanging out, like I don't know if they're paras or what they do, but they were just like cleaning the tables afterwards, and I didn't see them doing much else. So maybe they can be those
Yeah.
people.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I know it Walton anyway, they've always put out requests for like, parent volunteers to clean the tables,
Right.
and so like a parent volunteer could easily help out with that too.
Yeah, I know Greenwood, they I think regularly get parents coming into lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see it at Greenwood a lot. Not as much at Dolbear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll continue to work out the kinks on this tray composting. Hopefully hear back from Tim.
Hopefully. If we need someone to go in again next week, I can probably help on like the Monday, but we can cross that bridge when we get there.
Oh yeah, and I was planning to go on Friday.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I don't remember. Yeah, I was gonna go back to Walton on Friday just to see how the week is gone, because I wasn't able to get there today. But uh, yeah, I think, well, yeah, we'll see if we need to go back in next week or not, based on, this week.
Alrighty. Anything else on school waste? Okay. Next up, we have recycling, April recycling and sustainability event, which I know we covered a little bit on the broader call last week. Seems like we have the volunteers we need,
Yep,
right? Yep.
and, I'm still waiting to get that battery box, so if I don't get it in time, I'll just have to makeshift some box to collect it.
Okay.
And Anne said that we're still gonna raffle off the rain barrels, so I'll make, some paper that people can fill in their information and put it in the bin at our table. And I'll grab all the other table stuff in the pet food box from you, Tiana, beforehand.
Do you need any help with that stuff? I can join you at like 9:45 probably for setup.
Yeah, if you could help set up,
Mhm.
around that time, that'd be helpful.
Yeah.
Hopefully it won't be windy or rainy.
I hope not. Is this a rain or shine type of event? I can't remember if there was a rain date. Oh, it is. Okay.
So if it's forecasting for rain, hopefully we can, I think Robin has a tent that we can.
Yeah, I remember that she did. Yeah.
But yeah, I think we just need to continue to post about it, and hopefully people are saving up their stuff, especially styrofoam and batteries.
Hmm.
And then after, we'll see how full the battery box gets, but if it's not, completely full, I can look into putting it at town hall maybe, or
That's a good idea.
the library.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Those were all the main things we had. I mean, the next thing we have is just matters unanticipated.
Yeah, so one thing I wanted to bring up was, I don't know if you guys know about Zero Waste Melrose. So they're the group in Melrose that works on waste reduction initiatives. They're separate from kind of the town committees or whatever. Not sure if they're a nonprofit, but I don't know. Anyways, they organize all kinds of recycling collection events. They just did a sports equipment swap. They're doing a repair cafe. So, I feel like those things we could probably do. I mean, I know we mentioned the sports equipment swap
Yeah.
before and repair cafe before.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
maybe those are things we can look into doing, summer. I was thinking like the sports equipment one may be good before the fall.
Right. Yeah.
And maybe the repair cafe could be something we do. I don't know. I don't know if it'd be popular in the summer or not, but that's something that we can partner with Lend and Mend in Melrose, because they're doing the one in Melrose.
Nice.
So it's just a matter of finding a space for it, publicizing. We have the experts that can repair stuff with Lend and Mend. So anyways, I just want to bring up those two things to kind of for the future, that we can maybe look into planning.
What are some of the things that they repair?
Like small appliances.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I went to the one in Melrose a couple months ago with an electric train that was not working, they tried. They were unsuccessful on that particular one, but they were repairing some lamps and a speaker, music, CD player. There was someone with sewing machines, like mending,
Mm.
like adding zippers and buttons to stuff.
Yeah.
Clothing.
Things. Yeah. Christmas lights, or like it was like a lit up like wreath kind of thing. So a whole variety of. This shouldn't go in the trash yet. It might be
Yeah.
sentimental.
That's cool.
Yeah, apparently Elena, who runs the London Mend, can consult, like has some packages for consulting to organizations to set up repair cafe events, ranging from like I'll just chat with you and give you some advice to like she can do the whole sign up process of getting the mending volunteers and staffing it and all sorts of things. So like, depending on how much budget you want to spend on it, she can do more or less.
Do you have the pricing for that?
Yeah, I don't think it was a lot though.
Okay.
Actually, it was one of the things at the conference someone was suggesting using RFP funds for like having her set that up. I think we've used up all of our RFP funds already for this year though.
RDP.
Our DP, thank you. Yes.
Yeah, I
There's a
know.
lot of talk today about all of the myriad things you could use those funds for.
Yeah,
And
I don't know what Anne's used them. I know she's maybe she's used them to start the new like recycling programs for lights and metal. I don't know.
yeah, maybe.
But
It's good.
we can definitely use ESC money for that kind of thing.
I like that idea a lot. Fix a cafe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, I don't know which one we want to do first. I think, I don't know, like where Zero Waste Melrose brought sports equipment after the swap, because I think that was a concern of ours. Like we just end up with a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, there's like that shop. They still exist in
Play it again.
Stoneham? Play It Again. That
Play It
they buy
Again.
stuff. Yeah.
But that's like for profit, isn't it? I don't
Yeah, I'm
think.
just saying if there's like leftovers, like we could get rid of it there and
Yeah.
keep
I
the
don't think
funds.
they I don't think they take everything. So it's
Yeah,
like
I'm sure
depending
they're
on
a little
if it's
discerning.
like
Yeah.
the ice skates from, the 90s, they're not going to take those. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know like the one in Melrose was listing like items have to be clean, dry, gently used.
Hmm.
They won't accept heavily worn or damaged items. So I think we just
Okay.
need to be specific.
Yeah. So we can be a little discerning too about what's even
Right.
allowed in the swap. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Good. And then do you know how was it like bring an item, take an item type of situation, or
No, they said you don't have to.
you don't even have to bring? You can just grab something if you
Yeah, you just
got it.
they said no need to drop off to take something.
Got it.
So anybody can just show up and grab stuff. They don't have to drop anything.
Cool.
They had theirs on St. Patrick's Day, so I don't know how well that went.
Interesting.
and is there like a limit? Like can somebody just come and grab anything they
Like
want?
all the
I mean, I
stuff.
know.
I'm just looking at their flyers. So I don't know. Like,
Yeah, because I don't know. That would kind of ruin the whole event, if there's nothing there.
yeah. But I can definitely contact them and see how it went and if they have any suggestions.
Yeah, that'd be great. I like the idea. I think summer makes sense. I feel like, I don't know, people are outside
Well, I was
more.
thinking like before the fall sports season starts or something.
Yeah, something
When
like that.
like parents are buying new sports equipment for their kids.
And also the summer, a lot of parents have the time to go through the closets and the garage and like
Mhm.
get all
Yeah.
that stuff collected. So
Yeah,
it's
so
a
like
good
late
time.
summer.
Yeah,
preparing
late
for
summer is
fall,
probably
yeah.
a great time. Yeah.
Hmm. Cool. All right, anything else from anybody? All right, should we set the date for the next one? I think we would be around April 16th. That is school vacation week. I don't know if folks are traveling. I think that was probably it. I might be away that day. We may be traveling. TBD. Would we be okay to push to the following week, the 23rd?
Yeah, that
Uh,
works.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if the first one were, I'm traveling that week, but I'm able to still be on a call, so it's not.
Yeah,
either
I
one's
don't,
fine.
I probably couldn't be on a call.
Okay,
I was-
so let's do the 23rd, you said?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be that day, but if we were
Oh,
to
okay.
stick with
Yep.
the Tuesday, the 23rd.
Yeah, that
Uh,
works.
That works for
Okay.
me.
All right, so the 23rd at 7:30. I'll write that down. Okay, so Christina, are you okay to send the notes from last time to Sherry?
Yep, so I'm gonna add those edits in, right? And then send that refined version to Sherry, and then I will type up these ones, send it to you guys to review. Is that right?
Yep,
Yes,
that works.
All right, perfect. All right. Sounds good.
Okay, thanks, everybody. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Second, third.
Call adjourned. Okay. Have a good night.